I was lost. No direction, no hope within. But your love never let me go. You lifted me, you brought the light. Now I live in your embrace. A new life found, your grace is true. The old is passed away, the new has come to stay. I live within the power of your love. I once carried burdens so heavy, but at your cross I found my rest. Your blood has washed away my sin. I've been restored, made whole again. Now I live in your embrace. A new life found, your grace is true. The old is passed away, the new has come to stay. I live within the power of your love. I won't return to the path I once knew. In your love, I found peace so true. I surrender all, every breath, every day. With you I walk in this new life always. Now I live in your embrace. A new life found, your grace is true. The old has passed away, the new has come to stay.
Hi guys, let's talk about double entry recording today. Alright, come to the next. The double entry system. What is the purpose for double entry system? Businesses use the double entry system for recording transactions into journals and ledger accounts. Right? Double entry recording rules. Number 1. It is a rule which requires every transaction entries to have equal debits and credits. Transaction will affect at least 2 accounts. Total amount debited equal total amount credited. Right? If not, you would not get the tally at the trial balance later. Alright. Now, example of ledger account format like this. Name of the account, either sales revenue, cash and bank, drawing, capital. This all consider individual account. Now we also have the date column, the following particulars, debit column, credit columns, and the balance. Alright. Okay, next, journal entries. A journal is like a diary. It is a daily record of individual transactions. Example, double entry. This is a journal entry format. Date column, following particulars column, debit columns, and credit column. But this format without balance column. That's why this is what we call journal entry. Right, on top of that, it must have the year and the month also. Right, now before we go through it, do you still remember these 2 pair of words at my last video? Okay, now let's look into the question. Sold goods and received 100 by check. Alright, sold goods is considered sales revenue, and by check is considered cash and bank. That's why we have to identify at least 2 accounts at the particular column here: cash and bank and sales revenues. Now, cash and bank is must under the debit side, because cash and bank consider is under assets, which is a current assets. That's why $100 under the debit side. Alright. Now, sales revenue consider income. Credit, I for income. That's why $100 under the credit columns. Alright. Now, next, 6th of June. Pay utilities $50 by check. Pay utility consider another individual account. Check, SIM, link to your cash and bank. That's why two account, utility expense and cash and bank. Utility expense consider under the debit side. Alright, which is $50 here. Another one, cash and bank, is must under the credit. Why? Because you took $50 from your bank account to pay for the utility bill. That's why must put under the credit column here. Alright. Next, we look into ledger account. Alright. This is the individual ledger account. We have the cash and bank account, sales revenue account, and utilities account based on the question. Alright. Now question number 1. Sold goods and receive 100 by check. Alright. How we go and fill into the blank? Alright. Now sold goods, we know that it's linked to your sales revenue account, and check linked to your cash and bank account. Alright. Now the double entry is debit cash and bank, credit the sales revenue. Okay, number 1, we need to fill cash and bank account first. How? We try to look into the backward here. Alright. Now we know that 100 put into cash and bank account. Alright. Under which column? Debit column. That's why here, cash and bank account, we put 100 under debit column. Alright. Now what is the particular here? The particular is the partner is sales revenue. That's why we write down the sales revenue under the particular column. After that, the parent is 100. DR for debit. Alright. Okay. Whatever the figure refer to that column first, which is a debit. Okay. The empty column refer to the particular. That's why we call it debit cash and bank, credit sales revenue. Okay. Alright. Now we fulfill the cash and bank account, but we haven't fulfilled the sales revenue. Do the same thing. 100 you put under the sales revenue account, credit column here. That's why 100 you put here. Alright. Who is the partner? The partner is cash and bank. That's why particular indicate cash and bank here. Now the balance, since this is a credit side, right? That's why your 100 must be CR to mention that under the credit side here. Alright, so simple. Now let's try another one here. Question number 2. Pay utility 50 by check. Same thing. We know that the utility account here, and then check link to cash and bank here. Alright, but don't worry, we do it slowly, one by one, step by step. Do the backward same thing. We know that $50 put utility expenses account, but under the debit side. That's why utility account here, under the debit side, we put $50 here. Alright. Now what is the particular? The partner is cash and bank. Cash and bank. So at the end your balance must have 50 DR. It's considered debit. Now we fulfill the utility expense account. The next one we have to fulfill cash and bank account also. Alright. Now $50 put where? Put cash and bank account, but under the credit column. Cash and bank account under the credit column, $50 here. Who is the partner? The partner is utility expense. Utility expense here. Now simple calculation. Plus 100 minus 50 equal 50 DR. DR consider debit, which consider is positive. Alright, I hope you know it well. Okay, here and another an example. We try fill in the blank name of account, debit, credit, and effect. Alright, let's go through it together one by one. Number 1, 18,000 check contributed by Alan to start the business. Check, that means cash and bank. Contribute is considered capital account. Alright, that's why we have two accounts here. Now, contribute, that means put the money into the cash and bank account. That's why under the debit side, 18,000. Then another one, capital. Capital consider credit side. That's why you put 80,000 under the credit column. Now, how the effect? When you put the cash into your cash and bank account, right? That is considered will be increase. And also same thing, when you contribute the money, your capital account also increase. Alright, now come to the next one. Pay wages 800 by check. Alright, okay, now what is the name of account? Wages, expenses, cash and bank. Alright, two account here. What is the next? Identify debit and credit columns. Wages, expenses. Expenses is under the debit side, which is 800 here. Now, you took the money from your company bank account for wages. That's why you must take out the main credit side, 800 here. Okay. Now, any effect? Yes. Wages, expenses is increased. And cash and bank must be decreased because you took money from your cash and bank account. Alright. Okay. Next, so goods worth 1350, which is 1,350 on credit to Amanda. Now, please take note that on credit, they mean Amanda is your customer, but the money not paid on the spot, maybe pay it later. That's why we call it on credit. Okay. Now we have prepared for two accounts for them. So good. We know that there is a sale revenue. Amanda is your customer. What we call is a trade receivable. That's why you have to prepare trade receivable Amanda account. Another one is sale revenue account. Alright. Now, trade receivable. Trade receivable is under the debit, which is 1350. Another one, sale revenue, consider your income, must under the credit column here. Alright. Now, any effect Amanda account? Yes, increase, because Amanda bought something from you. That's why Amanda account must be increased. Sale revenue also increase because you will get the money from Amanda. Alright. Next, borrow from Victor 35,000. Now, you borrow money from Victor, then at the end the money will put into cash and bank account. That's why name of account, cash and bank account 1. So the other one is linked to Victor. Victor is not your trade payable, is considered other trade payable. Alright, that's why indicated two account here. One is cash and bank, the other one other payable Victor. Right. Now same thing, cash and bank account under debit or credit column. Of course under the debit because you put the 35,000 into the cash and bank account. Then the other one you borrow considered as a liability. So under the credit column 35,000. So any effect to your cash and bank account, of course it will be increased. Alright. Then how about the other payable Victor account? It also will be increased because you borrow the money from them. You owe them money. That's why increase also. Alright. Hi guys. Trust me. Keep practicing until you make it perfect. Alright. Thanks for watching. Bye.